Hey everybody, I have a friend I'd like you to meet and introduce to you. He is do you know what shape? He has one, two, three, four sides. He has four sides that are the same. Do you know what shape? Very good, a square shape. That's right. And this is Sammy Square. Sammy Square is my name. My four sides are just the same. Turn me around, I don't care. I'm always the same. I'm Sammy Square. Sammy Square. So this is the story Sammy Square would like us to hear. And it's all about him. And he liked being a square and he loved his mummy and daddy, but sometimes he got very bored and he talked to his friend Cricket. Oh, I'm so bored of being a square, he said. I want to be something else. And his friend Cricket said, you know, you are paper and you can fold yourself into something else. And well, Sammy thought about that and said, yes, you're right. I am paper and I can fold myself. And that's exactly what he did. He folded himself in half, just like this. And now he was a rectangle shape. And he said, oh, Cricket, Cricket, look at me. He pushed his middle like that. I'm a tall tower. Look at me. I'm a rectangle. But do you know what? His friend Cricket didn't recognize him anymore because he wasn't a square anymore. And he ignored him and he walked away. Oh, he didn't recognize him. So Baby Square unfolded himself and tried something new. So then he put his top corner and his bottom corner together and creased the middle. I look just like a big mountain, said Baby Square. And he shouted to all the birds, oh, come and look at me, look at me, I'm a big mountain, look at me. Ah, what shape was he? A triangle, that's right. But all the birds didn't recognize him either, and they ignored him, and they just carried on flying by. Oh, well, that made little Baby Square a little bit sad. He said, I guess no one talks to a big mountain. So he took the two corners of his triangle and he folded them in. And he made a little mountain. Look at his little mountain. And again he called, look at me, birds, come and see. I'm a little triangle mountain. But do you know the birds still didn't know who he was? They didn't recognize him. And they didn't come and say hello. So little Sammy Square thought, what can I do? Then he said, oh, maybe I can stand on my point. And he turned himself around and he stood on his point. And he stood like that for hours and hours and hours, and nobody came to talk to him. And finally, little Baby Square Sammy said, oh, this is no fun. I'm very lonely. And so he decided that he would put up his point here. He said, my point is killing me. So he's going to fold up his point all the way up here to touch the top. And he folded down there like this. And he looked and he said, oh, wow, look at me. I'm a boat. Oh, look, Mommy and Daddy. Look, Mommy, look, Daddy. I'm a boat. And Mommy and Daddy Square were very sad where their little baby Sammy Square had gone. But Sammy didn't want to be interrupted and he liked being a boat. And he told Mommy and Daddy he was going to go to the ocean and take his boat out for a float. Mommy and Daddy said, "Don't do that, don't do that. Oh, my little one, please don't do that." But Sammy didn't listen. And out into the ocean Sammy went. And he was having a great time. "Mommy, look at me. Oh, Mommy and Daddy, look at me." He started floating along in the ocean. And then paper started to get wet, and little Sammy Square started to sink. "Mommy! Daddy, I'm sinking!" said little Sammy Square. And just as he was about to go up, down in the water, something pulled him up and out, and it was the birds, and they cried, "Sammy Square, Sammy Square, your paper! You can't go in the water!" And they flew with him back to the beach. And they laid him on the beach. And Mommy Square and Daddy Square came running back to him. And they opened him up, and they opened him up and let him dry on the beach. And they opened him up, and Sammy Square was a square again. And he said, "Mommy, Daddy, I love being a square. I'll never want to be anything else again." And little Sammy Square dried off and went home with his Mummy Square and Daddy Square. And they lived very happily ever after. And that's the end of the story of Sammy Square. Sammy Square is my name. My four sides are just the same. Turn me round, I don't care. I'm always the same. I'm Sammy Square. That's a nice story, my friends. All right, now go look around your house, see if you can find some square shapes. Bye.